So as we wrap up, for someone who wants to start using AI more intentionally, maybe this week, while we're getting, depends on when people listen to it. So maybe even next week, what do you think is one simple experiment that you'd recommend? And how can they tell if it's helping with creativity, efficiency, or even deeper learning as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I go back to what I said earlier. If you're just starting out, I always recommend teachers to work with the curriculum you already have. It takes a little bit more advancement, a little bit more knowledge of how these tools work and how they respond, of you getting used to that to start creating things from scratch. But if you work with uploading documents or files that you already have and tweaking those, revising those, if you want to brainstorm different ways to do this lesson plan or this activity, or how can I make this more engaging? Or maybe you want to take this lesson plan, but you want to add some different components to it, or any something like that. That's where I would recommend to start. And then once you get an idea of how these tools respond, what their output is, and what information you need to give it to get what you want, then start streamlining your workflows. Start thinking, okay, what are some repetitive tasks that I have that I can set up a chat or a custom gem in Gemini or custom GPT in Chat GPT, that I can set up and train it a certain way to knock out these repetitive tasks or do this repetitive drafting for me. Then you start to really start saving time if you can kind of automate or make these repetitive tasks one click. And one really fun thing to do as a teacher, give these tools some resources you have in your room. So if you have things for students to play with, certain books, maybe you're looking at a junk drawer or a resource drawer that you have, and you're like, I have all these random things. Tell a generative AI tool what you have, and then give it ask it ways that you can create an activity or different activities with the resources that you have, and see what it tells you. That's a lot of fun. You get a lot of creative ideas that you maybe never would have thought of just looking at the stuff that you have. So I like
Wow,
doing that too. That's a lot of fun to do that.
that is cool. I like that. Utilize what's already there and come up with some creative, fun activities for them. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like it.
Especially on those days where you're like, I have no idea what we're doing. Use it for that.
Right.
It's good for that.
I'm thinking like of those rainy days, right, where they can't
Yep.
do recess and they have to stay inside, right? Or those that live on
Absolutely.
the East Coast, snow days, right?
Well, and then if you want to still have the lesson, be productive, like I said, attach your lesson plan or an idea and say, I have these resources. How can I align it? What can I do to reach this objective? And watch what it does. Then you have your own little assistant.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, there's so many ways we can utilize
Yep.
it. I love
There
that.
is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I always tell teachers too. Just use it. Use it for different things. The more you use it, the better you're going to get at it. And the more you're going to see what you can do.
Love that.